you ever felt the frustration of saying one thing to your child and that child goes ahead to do the exact opposite, or even outrightly ignore you as though you don't exist? Do you constantly have to repeat yourself saying the same thing again and again just to get your child's attention? Are you constantly yelling at your little one and feeling angry and overwhelmed at communicating with him or her? And as a result, you're wondering if parenting is synonymous with yelling or being constantly overwhelmed. Hey, you're welcome. I am Chioma Okoli, and in this video, I'm going to share with you why your child do not listen to you and what you can do to flip the script and start having a memorable moment with your child. This conversation is going to come in two series. We're going to have the first part this week and the second part next week. So if you're yet to subscribe, you want to go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you get the full package of this conversation and so that you can start applying the lessons from it starting from today. The truth is, parenting seems like a journey in the desert. And if you're not prepared with all of the things you need, you'll be running around in circles in the desert of parenting, thinking you're making progress while you're still staying in the same spot. And so, this conversation is not one that you listen casually to, like any other joke out there. It's one that you want to pay attention to and really take out what is in it for you. Because that is the only way I can assure you that this clip you're listening to will help you in your journey. If you take it like any other short parenting clip out there, you miss the juice and you continue in the overwhelm and frustration that parenting naturally brings. So you want to pay attention and take out the juice in this conversation and domesticate it in your journey. The reason why your child do not listen to you is rooted in the word disattunement. This attunement is a state or an action of being out of harmony. How does this apply in getting your child? I'll tell you how. If your child is playing with his favorite toy and you go, hey, could you get me a cup of water from the kitchen? You're not in attunement with your child. How is this? That child is sitting down and having a wonderful moment working with his building blocks, braiding the hair of her doll. And then you go get me a cup of water. And we feel that because I am your parent or because I said so, you should leave everything you're doing and go and get me a cup of water. No, sir. No, ma'am. Am I saying your child should not obey you? That's not what I'm saying. The point I'm trying to make here is that that child is having a wonderful moment working with his building blocks or working or taking care of her doll. How about going this way? Hmm, I see you're having a great time with your building block. What are you building? Your child tells you, I'm building XYZ. I see you're having a great moment plaiting your doll's hair. The response would go, yes, mommy, or yes, daddy. Say, oh, I love it. I used to play with my own doll when I was a girl. I used to play with building blocks when I was much younger. You're bringing yourself in the same mental harmony with your child. And then you go ahead to say, please, could you get me a cup of water? I would love to have one. You can always get back to what you're doing, please. Now, trust me, this doesn't feel natural. I mean, the natural thing is go and get me a cup of water, and you expect your child to leave whatever they are doing, stand up and run and go and get a cup of water. But this is our expectation. This is the ideal child that some of us want to have. Your child is not ideal. Your child is a young human being whose prefrontal cortex is still developing and won't get completely developed until they're about 25 years. That is point number one. Point number two, we should learn to acknowledge that the people we are relating with or the person we are interacting with already has something they are doing. And so if you want them to leave what they are doing and do something else for us, we should at least Get them to understand that I see you're doing something. Can I interrupt what you're doing so that you do something for me? Because that's exactly what you're doing. If we approach our children from this direction that, oh, my child is doing something, my child is busy, but I need my child's help with this, we'll be able to organize what we say in a manner that communicates with their hearts and moves their brain to take the right action. Like I said, this is not natural, not even to me. And I must tell you that it's something that every one of us can work on to develop and keep working on to become competent at. But I tell you one thing, the times when I try to dominate what my children are doing so that they will do what I want to, will always end up not getting it done. Not because they can't do it, but because they are trying to prove a point to me that, Mommy, didn't you see I was doing something? And it's the same thing with your child and with every child. Even for you as an adult, when somebody barges into your time and tries to command you to do something that you're not willing to do, what do? You object. I want us to understand as parents raising young children that our children also want to object to what we are saying, even though they are not saying it in clear words. Another example of disattunement would be you are in a shopping mall with your child, and your child gets to an ice cream stand, and your child wants ice cream. You go, will you shut up? We don't take ice cream. I don't have enough money, and all of that. You are not in attunement with the fact that your child has seen an ice cream. And in your child's mind, the only thing that is there is to tell mommy to get me an ice cream. Even if you're not going to get the ice cream, you could go, oh, you want an ice cream? Ice creams are sweet. When you say ice creams are sweet, your child is getting the message that, yes, I am feeling felt by mommy or by daddy. And so the next thing you want to say, your child is more likely going to be willing to listen to you than if we ignore the fact that ice cream is sweet. Is ice cream sweet? Ice cream is sweet. And even if you will not give your child the ice cream because ice cream is not healthy, at least acknowledge. Make your child feel felt. Be in attunement with your child that ice cream is sweet and desirable. So when you go, oh, I'm sorry we can't buy ice cream today because ice cream is not healthy and we don't eat ice cream. But if we finish buying what we are here for and there is some money, we could check out your favorite book and I'll read it for you this night. So if mommy or daddy has identified that wanting ice cream is not bad, it's just that it is not healthy and we are not going to buy it. But when we finish buying what we are here for, we are going to buy something for me, just for me. And mommy is going to be there with me to read that story book for me at night. This scenario communicates I empathize with you, I understand what you want, but this is why you can't have it. In place of it, this is what you can have, and this is how I am going to be there for you, or this is how we are going to connect more at the alternative. And if you translate this in the other areas that you interact with your child is going to get the message not just that mommy or daddy loves me and cares for me, but that I can always say something and I am listened to. Does this sound like what is she talking about? Does she even know how strong willed or how stubborn my child is? Well, I may not know exactly how your child behaves, but I do know that if you start this and keep working at it, the child is not just going to listen to you, you're going to help your child's brain, part that is in charge of decision making, of pausing and thinking, of negotiation to develop. Part of what your child needs with regards to his or her brain development to actually grow up to be a responsible son or daughter who can independently make the right decision or make the right choices. So the question is, do you want to yell your way out through your early years parenting into the teenage age and even into adulthood? Or you want to take the path that is like a fairy tale story, but it's actually teaching your child morality, independence, emotional regulation. Let me know which you're choosing. Like I said, it could seem hard to even think about, not to talk of making it a daily rule or principle as you interact with your child. But do know that it is important if you want to raise children who listen to you for wisdom now and even tomorrow. And not just who will listen to you for wisdom, but who will grow to make wise choices and decisions. Like I said, this is part one of the conversation. Part two will come your way next week. So go ahead and subscribe, like, leave your comments in the comment section, and do not forget to share this video with other parents who are raising young children.